Buongiorno a tutti, scusateci, parlo anche a nome dell'organizzazione anche se non me l'hanno detto per questo disguido e per questo ritardo per la chiusura dei cancelli. Allora, 10 anni fa, no 10 ormai dico 10, ma tanti anni fa, quando parlo in italiano, il panel sarà in inglese e in italiano. Or do you prefer to speak everybody in English? I speak in Italian because the audience is Italian, so maybe it's better for them to understand me in Italian. Quando ho cominciato a lavorare, uno dei primi assignment che mi fu dato sul turismo sostenibile era quello di trovare le parole e i concetti che più si associavano al turismo sostenibile. Era il 1999 e le parole erano ecoturismo, turismo rurale e agriturismo. Oggi, se ripetessi lo stesso tipo di esercizio, sono sicuro che la prima parola probabilmente che in qualche modo spunta in alto sulla lista è overtourism, questa brutta parola che alla fine vuol dire che ci sono probabilmente troppe persone nello stesso posto e nello stesso momento. Siccome questa parola incomincia a essere overutilizzata, diciamo super utilizzata, ci siamo chiesti se sia un problema veramente del turismo o se sia un problema di chi nella destinazione gestisce i servizi turistici, soprattutto la parte pubblica. Allora ho chiesto a 3 persone che lavorano per società innovative che forniscono soluzioni a questi problemi e a una DMO dalla Slovenia, Ljubljana, che ha vinto un premio per aver utilizzato queste soluzioni in modo innovativo, ha vinto il premio della Commissione europea come Smart Destination, di raccontarci come si possono portare soluzioni a questo che secondo tutti è un problema molto importante. Allora partiamo subito con Anna Burdoza, l'ho pronunciato bene, dalla Spagna, da Mambrian, che ci presenterà quello che fanno loro per le destinazioni affollate. The floor is yours.
Thank you for being here in so early time and to hear about data. At 9 o'clock is not so easy. I will explain you a little bit what we are doing and how our solution can help make tourism more sustainable. So what is Mabrian? Mabrian is a company that analyzes data from different sources in order to understand the touristic dynamic in the destinations. So for sure you have heard the expressions that the data is the oil of 21st century. So the same as the oil, the data is the same as the oil, has no value itself if it not being treated, refined, and used in an engine. So Mabrian is this engine. We analyze data and convert it into smart insights. We really believe that intuition era is over, that the tourism company have to use new solutions in order to make their decision based on the smart data. The time when the tourism sector was using surveys or historical statistic, we believe that is over. It's not enough because the environment is changing all the time. The tourism all the time they are more demanding and looking for the new experience. And also the sector is growing. Some of the destinations reported the double-digit growth in the last year. So we need to be very effective when we manage this tourism and also in order to stay competitive in this changing environment. So what we do, we analyze the data and convert it in the information, in the smart insight. So this smart insight can be used by the companies on the destination to make the decision. And the most important part of all of this is decision making, because as I already told, data has no value itself. It's become valuable only when we take it into the action. This is why also in last year we are working on the predictive models. We can't divine the future, of course, but what we can do, we can forecast. We can forecast at least with 1 year ahead in order to see what will be touristic dynamic in the destination. We do it by observing their behavior today and analyze different sources. Which kind of sources do we analyze? So we analyze transactional sources such as booking, prices, air connectivity, and combine it with the analysis of the social searching, such as mentions shared in the social media or some reviews shared in the sites such Booking or TripAdvisor. And when we analyze all these sources, we have the possibility to make the overlapping of all these layers So we can enrich our analysis and find the meeting points between all of them that can provide us knowledge that is impossible to reach by any other means. To have all this data give us possibility to analyze all full travel cycle, from the moment when the tourists start to look for the destination, they plan their vacation. We can analyze the searches to compare the prices of the air prices, of the hotel prices, how much does it cost to come to our destination, to different origin markets, when they book their ticket, when they're in the destination, what kind of interest they have, which venues do they visit when they come to our destination. We can analyze also the spend data, so we can analyze how much different origin markets spend in the destination and also on what categories they spend most. And to complete all this cycle, what we do, we analyze the feeling. So we can understand what people say about our destination, which satisfaction level they have with the destination itself or with the offers that destination can offer to the tourist, and also what they share. That is a very important part, as we know that the social media today have a lot of impact on the purchase decision of the future tourists. So what they will share about our destination will be used by our future visitors. So it's important to have positive insight in this media. To have all this data, different kinds of data, can help us to answer to many questions. I just picked up a few of them. What we can understand from the product, our platforms that analyze all this data. So we can understand which product, which touristical product or venue generates more interest for different origin market. We can understand the satisfaction level, if it's with global with the destination or with the hotel services or with the touristical product. We can understand the spending on what most of the tourists or tourists from different origin market, different segments spend when they are in our destinations. We also can understand the connectivity data, for example, how many flights are programmed for next 11 months to come to our destination. This data also can be analyzed by searching and booking. So the air data can give us insight when the people start to look for our tickets, with how many days or months in advance, when they book these tickets. To have both data, we can calculate the opportunity window. So we know when they will be the most appropriate time to program our marketing campaign and to do it directly to different segments. So we know, for example, the Germans usually plan their vacation earlier than Spanish people when they think about to go to some destination. So to know this data can help us to make more direct and more personalized marketing campaign. And of course, all this information is very important for marketers, marketing departments, because we can measure this information by age, by nationality, by time of the year that people want to come to our destination, and many more. I can be here for 1 hour, 2 hours, just talking how we can use this data, but as we don't have a lot of time and to consider the important subject, the subject of this panel, so I want to focus on how we can help to the tourism become more sustainable. So by analyzing all this data, what we can do for sustainability? To reduce the seasonality is one of the important problems of many destinations, of many touristic destinations. So we analyze different type of tourists, and we can detect the targets that are interesting in our destination and in the product in our destination in low season. So we also can direct more marketing campaign in order to attract these tourists to the destination. We can promote less traditional products. For example, one of the most traditional products for many destinations is sand and beach. If we want to promote our destination and promote other products, we can center our efforts to these products and to detect these targets, their interest and their behavior. The same happened to the managed agglomeration. So when we attract different kinds of tourists that are interested in different products, it will change the agglomeration in the destination. They will go to different places and will be interested in different products. We also can identify the valuable segment. So to knowing this, we can focus our strategy on quality and not on quantity, to bring less tourists to the destination, but the segments are more available to our destination. And of course, all this data can help us to distribute the benefits that destinations have from the tourist sector. That is very important. The tourism brings not only problem, not only over-tourism, but also bring a lot of benefits to the destination. We can distribute it in better way, in more balanced way between different products or different services that are offered by locals. If I still have time, okay, so I would like to show you how we can profile and identify a new target. This is a real case from Lanzarote, Canarian Island. We analyze, one of the objectives of our clients is to identify new niches in order to promote other products, other touristical products that are not sun and beach. So we start to analyze the sentiments from social media, and we detect that Italian visitors, they come to Lanzarote during the winter time from the January 1st to the 31st of March, show very good satisfaction level and perception level of the destination and also of the touristical product of the destination. We start to dig deeper to the analysis, and we will find they are interested in the natural and activity product. So it's already interesting for us. So we start to analyze more, and we start to analyze the keywords, what keywords they're using when they express their feeling or their interest in the social media regarding to this product. So we analyze the surf and nautical activities. They are more interesting for this target. What demographic profile they have? More or less the same quantity of people between male and female. Most of them are very young. They don't have more than 35 years old. This is from behavioral data. From the transactional data, we can analyze the flight. So we can see that there are very good flight connections for all Italy to this island. Mainly of them come from the north of Italy. And we also can analyze the variation, compare this data for the previous period of time. So we can see if there are new trends, if there are more demand from some specific area of the Italy. We can compare the capacity and compare it with the pricing, and to get this target that we can define with all data that we analyze. So who they are? They're Italian. They are really interesting. They're happy. They are satisfied with the satisfaction Lanzarote. They're interested in active and natural product. We've seen in this product they're interested in surfing and nautical activities. They are young public. Less than 35 years old, more than 76%. They come mostly from the north of Italy, and we see very good growth of 30% in the air capacities. Means there are more programmed flights for this year, comparing this data with the last period of time, with the last year. So all this data can come from our platform, and there are many more examples. As we don't have time, I will be around, so feel free to contact me. Also, I will leave you my, I will leave you my data contacts. If you have any questions or if you want to see the product itself, please contact me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anna. Now I'll give the floor to Chiara Bertoldini from the RFRC, that you use Wi-Fi, especially as a source of information for visitor management. One more point about the thing that I will ask you, and then I will ask you maybe at the end of the presentation, give in 3 words, if you are able to do it, I don't know, the conditions, their destination, management, destination organization, municipality has to have to implement those insights coming from data. I want them to understand what it means, not just the data, but the context and the managerial context to use this data. Because data is full of we are full of data. How we can use this data? What are the conditions? Please, the floor is yours.
Buongiorno a tutti, sono Chiara. La mia presentazione verte su smart tourism. Passo all'inglese solo per comodità, perché sono abituata a parlare in inglese di queste cose. When we are talking about the challenge that you all better than me know about tourism, just a second. Sorry, I cannot switch to the next slide. Okay, no, I guess I found it. Okay, when we are talking about the challenge that we are facing, the main goal is to boost tourists and citizens as well, satisfaction when living in the city. So we need to understand how the city actually lives and, for instance, how people in the city move around or where they go, if there are enough cultural or public events to attend, anything that is related to supporting also local businesses. So in order to do that, we gather data. The point is how to read this data, what to do with that. First of all, you need to have a clear mind. In the previous presentation, there was a very interesting sentence that read something like, intuition era is over. That's true. There is now out there a lot of data we need to process in order to better understand facts. And to do so, for instance, our technology uses some insights, collects some insights that are able to give you a picture of how the population leaves the city, both, as I said, residents and tourists. For instance, we collect the number of people that are in real time present in specific areas all around the city and we understand how they distribute in the city. One use case comes from some events we did in Singapore in the past couple of years, the Formula 1 Grand Prix. In this circuit, the organization asked us to understand how fast the crowd builds up, how many people gather at the same time whenever there is a new event starting. That could be sport-related, like the Formula 1 Drivers' Parade, or music concerts, and anything that is related to this three-day event. So we needed to understand especially how people move entering the VIP's strengths, because if there is the need on site to send additional service, additional stuff to help people find a spot, this is something that can gather in real time, having people at their disposal in order to help the visitors. We can also understand more about people's behavior in terms of historical data, meaning hourly or daily data. We know how long they stay in some specific areas where our infrastructure is installed. We understand for how long they stay there, and if they move around, if they convert to some other destination, meaning, for instance, how many passers-by are outside here and how many of them step in order to join the conference. Another of these cases comes from a recent event we monitored in Torino, Le Fiere dell'Arte, which is part of a EU-funded project that is called ROC. ROC stands for Regeneration and Optimization of Cultural Heritage and Knowledge Cities. The whole idea of the project is that in Europe, some cities like in Italy, Turin and Bologna, but also Lisbon, Eindhoven, Lyon, Skopje, Macedonia, etc. These are all cities that have historical background and have a lot of cultural heritage to renovate and revitalize. So we use such new technologies, like my companies, in order to help them understand if the impact of their new intervention, for instance, green lighting, a new system, are really useful in order to improve the life of citizens. And in this way, for instance, in Turin, we monitor those art galleries, those festivals, in order to let them understand if, besides the number of tickets sold, if people are really enjoying the experience at the fair. For instance, if they are coming back, or if they are staying long enough to appreciate the whole exhibition. These are real data coming from those installations. We additionally monitor how people move around the areas that are under monitoring. We understand what is the composition of the crowd there. Where are they from? We mentioned that there are, also in the previous presentation, different preferences according to the country of origin. If you are Italian, you may go, for instance, in Barcelona, somewhere to see the Camp Nou itself, rather than cultural historical monuments, for example. I mentioned Barcelona because this is a real use case we have in our pocket. Starting 2016, we have been running this project that evolved over time, moving from La Sagrada Familia, where we analyze the tourists' flows around the cathedral, to the downtown area, from Rambla Catalunya down to La Rambla del Mar. The whole idea is to understand if there are specific nationalities that are more attracted than others to some specific areas, so that, for instance, they can change the signboards in addition to Spanish, in addition to Catalan or Castilian, or English. They can put some signs in Italian or French in specific areas, where those people are more likely to go. or if there are areas that are not even known to tourists. So when they are not taking this path to go from one area and the other, so they need to regenerate such roads, such ways. And this is useful also for business owners in that area, because they can implement campaigns and do something in order to attract more people. Lastly, we can offer some profiling that is, let's say, more generic than the one that we have been just showed before, because this is related to a sort of correlation between the crowd analytics that we collect and something related to the people's identity, provided that we are given permission, of course, to gather such data. An example comes again from Asia, from Singapore and Korea, where we have done some experiments in correlating the social media buzz, communication, opinion exchanges that are done online, with some events that we monitor happened in, let's say, the real life. And we also implemented mobile application that, like a sort of social platform, encourage users to leave comments and reviews in order to get informed about relevant destinations for their own preferences or visited locations. I told you about what we actually are able to deliver. Just a few words regarding how we do that. As Antonio mentioned, we are using Wi-Fi technology. Our infrastructure is based on passive sensors that are detecting anonymous signals from mobile phones transferred over Wi-Fi and cellular networks. This implies that we are not collecting any phone calls, or we don't read text messages. We just collect the number of signals that are present in an area, and we monitor if they move around, for how long they stick around, etc. So what we are doing is perfectly compliant to any regulation, of course. What we are doing is not collecting the individual data, so we don't know exactly what signal is there. We just collect the so-called aggregated data. Anything is converted to encrypted visitor IDs that are identifiers meaningful only within our platform, and then we, based on statistical models, elaborate the figures that I showed you before. So I want to just give you with a quick glimpse on the benefits that we know have been proved for those stakeholders, starting from the municipalities or tourist boards that can really understand how the city lives and where are the services that need improvement, but based not just intuition, but really facts, like there is a missing route, bus route, in an area where people actually walk all the time. Or understanding how to share this data with additional data sources, correlation with weather data. As we mentioned, prediction analytics is another trendy word nowadays. But we also have benefits for the tourists themselves. Without the part where they need to consent in order to take part to the initiative, they already can get relevant and real-time information regarding, for instance, their destinations or their points of interest, like I want to go there, how crowded is it right now, that place. And also local business. Local business can gather information regarding where are the best locations to open a new store or to install their campaign. They can also measure their campaign effectiveness, understanding how many of the people that were targeted by the campaign actually came to visit the store. And of course, using this data with their own system, their own information in order to make further analysis and integration. So if I have to answer your question, Antonio, I think having a clear mind is the first thing to start off, because municipalities as well as boards, as we know, already have their theory, and they want our data to prove it. But it might be that there are some things that are completely new and undiscovered, and this is the point in using technologies to understand those kind of information. Second, you need to accept whatever comes from this technology, because sometimes you discover really that it's different from what you thought, either itself or because the reasons are different. So people are not going there, not because there is nothing to see, but because it's, I don't know, needs renovation or needs improvement in the services that bring you there. I actually don't have the third keyword, but I will make my mind and let you know later. Thank you very much. Grazie a tutti.
Grazie mille Chiara. Ora, tu hai la presentazione, allora ti diamo questo. Magari tu ce l'hai la terza parola chiave che avevo chiesto prima. Lascio il palco ad Andrea Cruciani, che fa tante cose, magari ce lo spieghi pure dopo.
Buongiorno a tutti. I will do the presentation in Italian, sorry, so because most of the people are Italian, but it's an honor to be among these three amazing women, and I will try to be smart, but it's difficult because you are smarter than me for sure. So, buongiorno a tutti, io sono Andrea Cruciani, sono il CEO e co-founder di TeamDev, che è un'azienda che si occupa di tecnologia. E oggi sono qui a raccontarvi un po' il nostro approccio alla Smart City. Noi abbiamo questo approccio che si chiama Wise Town, che è un po' un gioco, Smart City, Wise Town. Noi promuoviamo la città saggia, dove Wise sta per Web Information Stream Enhancer. Cosa fa Wise Town? È un Decision Support System, cioè un sistema che permette di analizzare e andare anche a incrociare i dati per prendere decisioni. Come lo facciamo? Principalmente i due livelli su cui lavoriamo, uno è il geografico, quindi Geo Business Intelligence, e un altro, quando possibile, non sempre si può usare, Machine Learning. Machine Learning, giusto per evitare il discorso delle buzzword, lo usiamo solo quando sappiamo già cosa andare a vedere, cioè se abbiamo già degli algoritmi statistici che ci permettono di fare le previsioni, col Machine Learning lo rendiamo un pochino più resiliente, quindi più adattabile a cambiamenti improvvisi o più completo, perché cerchiamo di vedere gli impatti di parametri diversi da quelli statistici per vedere cosa succede. Esco dalla parte tecnologica, non vi spaventate, per farvi capire che noi ingeriamo dati, li maciniamo e li utilizziamo. Quindi questo è un po' il ciclo di vita di un sistema che fornisce supporto alle decisioni. Il supporto alle decisioni ha anche un orizzonte temporale. Ci sono cose che si possono fare, abbiamo dei prodotti per reagire in tempo reale, abbiamo dei prodotti per gestire il tempo ordinario, quindi succede qualcosa, deve essere programmata un'azione e poi deve essere risolta, e poi ci sono strumenti di analisi che si fanno ex post per fare programmazione. In questo l'ecosistema Wise Town offre prodotti come la Situation Room, l'Issue Manager e il Geoanalytics. Oggi ci concentreremo principalmente sulla parte real time e sulla parte anche di analytics. La parte real time, Wise Town Situation Manager, è un prodotto che fondamentalmente è una dashboard real time per tutti gli stakeholder che gestiscono una situazione. Cos'è una situazione? È un qualcosa che succede in uno spazio delimitato, in un tempo delimitato, all'interno di una città o comunque di una zona. Adesso stiamo facendo addirittura delle situazioni su dei mezzi in movimento, stiamo ipotizzando con dei nostri clienti. Cosa succede? Che quando c'è un flusso informativo importante, ci sono delle azioni per gestire l'evento. Immaginate questo evento, Situation Room ti permette di avere delle dashboard per tema, che ne so, sicurezza, pulizia, gestione del service, qualsiasi cosa, e poi gli operatori che possono gestire i task, quindi ricevono delle informazioni o possono generare loro stessi delle informazioni e gestire tutto quanto in maniera centralizzata. Quindi noi cosa facciamo? Oltre alla gestione dei task, inseriamo anche tutti i dati accessori o fondamentali che possono servire alle persone per decidere come agire o avere dei riscontri. Quindi integriamo sensori, dati da per esempio telecamere piuttosto che open data. E quindi abbiamo anche, essendo in un ambito cittadino, un'interazione anche sulle app che esistono già o che si possono fare ad hoc con la cittadinanza, quindi anche il cittadino diventa una fonte dati in questo sistema e anche comunque viene trattato con un estremo rispetto perché riceve anche il feedback se la pubblica amministrazione lo decide o comunque chi gestisce l'evento, perché questo può essere gestito sia a livello cittadino che a livello di organizzazione di eventi. Un altro prodotto che noi abbiamo è questo Decision Support System completo, che è il Geoanalytics, che è quindi una piattaforma geografica dove tutti questi dati vengono fatti confluire e correlati tra loro. Su questo poi, a seconda degli usi, abbiamo adattato già più volte diversi pattern di analisi. Qua faccio degli esempi sulla parte di ottimizzazione del trasporto, oppure di capire quali sono i percorsi migliori per raggiungere un ospedale, oppure piuttosto per andare a vedere quali potrebbero essere i piani di allerta in caso di maltempo e tutte queste cose che possono essere anche riadattate in tempo reale perché magari si chiude quella strada e quindi va ricalcolato un sistema. Faccio qua degli esempi così entriamo un po' nel cuore di cosa facciamo. Qua l'esempio è Eurociocoli, l'ultima versione. Mi dicono, non so se è vero, lo ridò per quello che mi hanno detto, il terzo evento come numero di persone complessive a livello italiano. Si parlava di 1 milione di persone che partecipano, 1 milione di presenze. Poi la parola persone e presenze ho scoperto che sono due cose diverse, però vabbè. Ci sono problemi tipici di un evento dove su una piccola cittadina arriva una grossa mole di persone, soprattutto concentrata nei weekend, e quindi si fanno dei piani di gestione. C'è stato anche un problema qualche anno fa, proprio che una persona ci ha avuto un malore, non si riusciva a raggiungere perché è intassato il traffico, quindi c'è una grandissima allerta su questa cosa qua. E quindi grazie anche a una collaborazione su un progetto europeo che si chiama Welcome, anche con Tim Olivetti, abbiamo ricevuto da loro i dati delle celle mobile, che la stessa team ha detto non abbiamo visto mai usare i nostri dati così. Li abbiamo ricalcolati, ricampionati per fare un time lapse per andare a vedere durante la giornata come si evolveva lo spostamento delle persone. Qua c'è la situazione che si vede qua nello schermo, è quando iniziava a defluire il pubblico. Evidenziava 2 zone di confluenza principali, che era dove partivano i mezzi pubblici e dove c'era la manifestazione stessa, però si evidenziavano anche altre zone, hotspot rossi, che meritavano attenzione. Chiaramente, essendo uno strumento ex post, perché i dati non sono real time in questo caso, venivano gestiti per andare a capire se la programmazione fatta era stata adeguata e per fare meglio quella dell'anno successivo. Altro caso, un progetto molto bello, una installazione su un caso reale fatto sempre l'anno scorso in America. Questo è l'Independence Day dentro la città di Independence, quindi immaginate la festa maggiore che hanno, nome e città. E piccola cittadina con 15 operatori che durante quei 3 giorni diventano 60.000 persone, da 7-8.000 che sono, quindi piccolissima cittadina che esplode e che ha pochi mezzi per gestire la cosa. Quindi caso di grande evento, caso di evento importante di piccola scala. Qui noi abbiamo gestito, tra l'altro ci sono molti più dati in America purtroppo di quelli che abbiamo noi, poi abbiamo gestito tutte quelle che erano le segnalazioni e abbiamo automatizzato il sistema di workflow per capire dove succedevano dei problemi, quindi anche reagire in tempo reale a quelle che erano le problematiche, quindi sia di sicurezza, sia di disagio generico, decoro urbano, pulizia e quant'altro. Questo ha permesso di avere un'ottimizzazione anche con poche risorse e tra l'altro, essendo il sistema apribile anche agli stakeholder, è stato inserito per esempio l'associazione che dava una mano, il volontario e così via. Ultimo, questo è un prodotto sinceramente abbastanza imbroniale, che però stavamo testando per fare una sorta di supporto diciamo esperto automatico per ottimizzare il turismo. Questo perché l'abbiamo usato su una città a Todi, stiamo parlando con altre città, è ancora all'inizio. Il problema grosso è reperire tutti i dati per far funzionare questo tipo di sistema e di dire ok, io sono con una famiglia, ho la macchina elettrica e un bambino disabile, cos'è quello che posso fare in questo luogo e quindi creare un'esperienza personalizzata turistica per ciascuno. Questo è dato sempre dalla logica del Decision Support System, in questo caso, mentre prima era rivolto verso l'organizzazione, in questo caso è rivolto verso l'utente finale. Whitestown ha vinto diversi award e adesso stiamo lavorando e riportando questa esperienza non solo sull'ambito cittadino o di gestione eventi, ma per esempio stiamo lavorando con Siemens per portarlo sull'ambito di Smart Energy, piuttosto che sulla gestione con Ferrovie dello Stato stiamo facendo un progetto per la gestione di mezzi in movimento. Fatto anche prima, quello che vi voglio dire come 3 punti forse importanti è la città, chi gestisce l'evento deve avere l'awareness, cioè la coscienza che il dato è fondamentale. La seconda cosa, deve avere una strategia di utilizzo del dato, perché senza una strategia di utilizzo del dato ritorniamo all'età dell'intuizione che veniva citata prima, dove più o meno vedo questo dato e decido, però ci deve essere una strategia che attua il supporto alle decisioni. E il terzo, ci deve essere una penetrazione, quindi una diffusione anche verso la cittadinanza che deve essere resa partecipe di quello che è il processo. Con questo io finisco, vi ringrazio, se avete domande sono qua.
Grazie mille Andrea, sei stato precisissimo, cioè proprio hai rotto il cronometro. Ora, dopo tre persone che ci hanno parlato dal punto di vista dell'impresa che fornisce i dati, we are now, I talk in English so you can understand. After three people who actually are data providers, we now have somebody that takes this data and analyze from a touristic point of view, because Anna Sorenka from the tourist board from Ljubljana, actually they won an award, the European Commission Award for Smart City, Smart Tourism. So, how did you get your award? Please, tell us.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't have the presentation, but that means that you need to come to Ljubljana to see what is our work. First of all, do you know Ljubljana? Anybody been there before? Okay, some of you, yeah, yes, mostly no. It's still quite unknown destination, and that's why I believe it's much easier to be more strategic and so on. It's still quite known, as I said, but it's now becoming very lively and very beautiful and charming city in Europe. In 2016, we were also a green capital of Europe. And as you know, we get our independence in '91, and after that we are more confident to build, Slovenia more open and, of course, more green. Which means that also that we have kind of luck, as I can say that we don't have such as the Eiffel Tower or something like that, that mass of people will come to Ljubljana. And we have only several parts of the city center which are known, but still not so worldwide known, and that's why we are one of destination which is not on the top of the list. So it's the second destination, let's say, or the third. What was our work? Actually, I think that if you build a city good for the people who are living in the city, then also tourists will be very happy of it. And of course, the strategic planning is very, very important. And I need to say that our municipality, because we are the city, works in every topics, and the sustainability is really our core, so it's really important for us to have the good waste management system, to have good transportation, digitization, and of course the tourism goes also in the way of sustainability. If I just mention a few of our projects, for example, if you came to Ljubljana, I don't know, 20 years ago, it was totally different. So there are a lot of parking places, if you can imagine. Then buses were running through the Triple Bridge, which is our main attraction. But now everything's changed, which means that the central of the city is closed for the traffic. I know it's not so common, but for us it is, because before, as I mentioned, was really crowded and not so friendly. We have a lot of green spaces, which mean about 550 square meters per habitant, which is quite a lot. And there are more and more green spaces in the city. Then I need to mention that Slovenia has really good water, so you can drink tap water everywhere in the country. That's why we built a lot of the fountains in the city center, and especially in the summer, people can, of course, drink this water. Then sustainable mobility. We have a very good connection with the public buses. That means that we are also now buying, of course, the electrical buses, which is, of course, sustainable way. Then we have our local business, have the car sharing system with 100% of electric cars, which means that you can drive from one part of the city to the others. And we also see that a lot of tourists are using now those electric cars. Then we have a bicycle system. There are more than 600 bicycles that can be used, and we have this Urbana smart card that connects buses on the one side, and of course this bicycle system and PR system, so you drive to the parking places out of the city center, and then you can drive by bus to the city center. Then we have one really nice green buses that are running through the city center, and it's more for elder people or more for disabled people. So you can call it, it's free of charge, and it takes you from one part of the city to another one. It's very lovely, and it's green itself, and it's for about 6 people. Then we have electric tourist train that takes you around the city, which was started last year, so we are very happy that we have also the electric one. Then the waste management system, we are the city that have this separate collection, and we were the first in Europe that have 67% of our waste is already separated, which is quite a lot. And if you walk through the city center, you also see these containers which are underground, and also all of our bars and restaurants are using this system. We are also very social friendly, which means special for the disabled people. So a lot of entrance to the public places are good and are arranged for the for disabled people as well, and those and the tactile signs are all around the city as well. But this is more about the city as itself, but I can say also about the strategic planning of the tourism. So I will, I don't know, kind of describe some of the projects. We still believe that we don't have the over-tourism. We still want to invite tourists. Of course, there are sites in the city center that are already crowded. As I mentioned, Ljubljana is getting more and more popular, and we have more than 2 million overnights every year. If you compare with the 300,000 inhabitants, it's quite a lot, but still we are, you know, in the same area. I mean, in the same time, from June till September, there are more or less people are coming. That's why we want to spread those tourists also out of the season. So we now believe that people will come also because of other things. For example, we just finished one of the culinary events. I know that also culinary is, or the gastronomy is also the topic of this event here. We have a European Food Summit, which is a very known gastronomy event in Slovenia. It's becoming more and more popular. Chefs, not only from Slovenia, but also from other parts of Europe come. This is very important as well because Slovenia is becoming a European gastronomy capital of 2021. And we believe, I know that Italian, you are always the first when you say food, but I believe that also our country has good food as well. And in November, we also developed one very important event, which is called November Gourmet. It's also about food, about wine and beer and so on, because we have more and more craft beer in Ljubljana, and of course, our wine is also very tasty, as well as here. And it's 1 month lasting event, so people can enjoy out of the season, as well as here, for example, in Florence. I've been here once in July, and it was really crowded. But when I walked to this event this morning, it was so beautiful, because in the July, I believe you cannot say that you cannot see all the beauty that you can when you are here out of the city, out of the season. I need to also mention one project also about the food. We want to have locally grown food in our restaurants and hotels. So that's why we organized already 2 stock markets where restaurants, so people from the restaurants and hotels are meeting together with the farmers, because Ljubljana surroundings has a lot of the farmers as well. So they are meeting each other. They said what they need. They say what they offer. So it's really B2B conversation. So they can then start to use locally grown food in their restaurants. Then, of course, I'm working in Ljubljana Tourism Board as a coordinator of 25 municipalities around the city, which means the green area around Ljubljana. So we really want to flow or to manage the tourist flows outside of the city center. So we promote those municipalities more, and we also make or help them to develop and promote the products which are not so, developed right now, but we believe that this green area has a lot to offer. And also, when we are starting to develop the tourist products in Ljubljana, we really pick those things that are not so touristic one. For example, last year we developed one so-called mustache tour, which connects three cultural men that are really Slovene one, but we believe that also people who are coming to Ljubljana would like to know them. So it's a cycling tour that takes tourists out of the city center, and also then you walk to one of our hill. I'm running out of the time, so I believe that you will visit Ljubljana in the future, and I do believe the strategic work and manage tourist flows are really important, and do the itineraries out of the city center, and I don't know, help them to develop more, so not to stuck all in the one place.
Grazie Alenka e
Thank
grazie
you.
a tutti quanti di aver partecipato. Volevo chiudere solo con una cosa, adesso non c'è stata l'opportunità di approfondire molti aspetti, ma se parlate con loro voi capite una cosa fondamentale, che sì, il dato è importante, ma tutto parte con una visione. Allora vorrei lasciare questo palco dicendo: basta parlare di overtourism come problema. Basta dire alla gente per favore non venite. Vorrei prendere esempio da Disneyland. A Disneyland overtourism non è un problema, è un'opportunità, gestiamola meglio, ma basta dire alle persone per favore non venite. Grazie a tutti.